Imagine for a second you have the CEO of a Fortune 500 company and a country wife in a room, and they're about to be given the same task. It could be absolutely anything, and you have to pick which one you're certain is going to be able to complete that task to the best of their ability. Who do you back? My money is on the wife. My name's Jonathan Duffy, and I very proudly identify as a wife. And I'm here to tell you that there's no such thing as being just a wife. But I have to explain that my experience of being a wife has a lot to do with my partner. Vincent, as you heard, is his name, and he's a very tall, beautiful, intelligent man whom I love very much. And one day, a couple of years ago, he came home and said that he really wanted to try working in a rural town. He's also a doctor. I had some understandable hesitations about this. Probably the most prominent is that we're both men, and every time I speak, Judy Garland's purse falls out of my mouth. So I laughed at all the jokes that friends and family made. I chuckled along with every single Priscilla reference that people were sure they were making for the first time. But underneath it all, I was absolutely petrified. I was certain that we would be greeted with pitchforks and burning torches, and people holding placards saying "Poofed is out," and mothers averting the eyes of their children away just in case they catch gay from a glance. But underneath all of that, the man that I loved was sick of the city and really looking forward to life in a country town. And he told me that he never thought he could do it until he met me. So, wooed by that, I put all of my fears and career aspirations aside, and we moved to the small country community of Mundubra in central Queensland. Now, before Mundubra, my interpretation of the word wife was that of a woman married to a man, a word that is completely intertwined in gender. But on the 9th of January 2009, I became the doctor's wife. Now, in country towns, being the doctor's a bit like being Johnny Depp. So everybody wants to know you, they all want you to like them. They've also been so starved of medical services that they want to do anything in their power to get you to stay, which is a great foot in. Being the doctor's wife is also a role. It's not a role that's paid. It's not a role that I ever thought I was going to be in, but it's one that comes with great responsibility, and if you understand it, the potential to learn incredible life skills that will help you handle any situation in life. I learned some incredible things from the very powerful wives I met in Mundubra. You see, throughout country Australia, women who are wives and partners are everything to everyone. They own businesses, run banks, drive trucks, care for the sick. They're in public office just like in the city. In my time in Mundubra, I was introduced to a community where, humility and modesty were a necessity. There's no sense in expecting a thank you for something that nobody even knows you've done. That's what I could put an accent on, but I won't. That's what these women would tell me all the time. I was given a glimpse into a world of women who gave everything and sacrificed just in the name of being a good wife. Country women are some of the most inspirational and resilient people I have ever met. I remember that they taught me about the sense of community. The only person who knew what it took to be the support beam for an entire family while still maintaining an income was another wife. When one fell down, the others would respond to the call of sisterhood and do whatever they could to pick her back up again. So many of these women's lives were completely linked to the land. So if there was a bad crop or a flood, you could bet your life that there would be food drives and fundraisers led by the matriarchs of the society, of the community. Now, I know that a lot of these traits were inherently female, and they don't necessarily need to be linked with being a wife. But from the experiences I had, I feel we really need to change the way we look at this word. When I think of the word wife, instead of it being a marriage and gender-related descriptor, I think of it as a word that's incredibly powerful, that demands immense respect. I think men can learn a lot from women, from their incredible capacity and resilience and need to strive for the best for others. I think that by being part of ideas worth sharing about women, men can reflect on their own opportunity to learn from innate nurturers and eternal optimists. I don't personally feel I did anything that special. I didn't cure cancer. I didn't solve the problem of starvation or poverty. I didn't rid the world of AIDS or HIV. In fact, I don't think I've done anything that great at all. But I get told almost on a daily basis that the fact that I moved to country Queensland as one half of an openly gay couple, had a ball, and I'm still alive to talk about it, is a wonderful thing. To be honest with you, I think all I really was doing was filling a role and trying to fill that role to the best of my ability. And that role was the role of being a wife. Now, country wives taught me how to be a good husband. And until legislation in this country changes and I'm legally allowed to call myself one, I very, very proudly identify as a wife because there is no such thing as being just a wife. Thank you.